All right. What's up, totally Toonular people? We are live. Another Saturday. Whoever is also in the chat. No one yet, but hey, soon. What's up, people? Also, I'm missing all my Big Dan ads this week because I didn't plug my hard drive in. So sorry, Big Dan, but get yourself some Big Dan's original Beth Cage barbecue sauce and seasonings right now on Big Dan's original Beth Cage.
It's a Big Dan deal.
It's a Big Dan deal. Yeah, you definitely just heard the ad. If you're listening on Spotify, so don't forget, you can listen to this Saturday mornings. But what's up, people? Ben Johnson, how's it hanging over in Nashville?
Man, let me tell you, I'm dealing with dogs again in the living room, so I apologize. You're welcome.
And you can say that if you hear any noises, they're not trying to.
No, yeah, that's the thing. That is nothing but love. I do want to say that, and it just came out this past week. So if you're listening on Saturday, this dropped on Tuesday previous. If you're not listening to Talking Trauma, you should be, with Zach Beans or Bynes. It's Zach Bynes. Sorry.
I always say Beans.
It looks like it, but it's Zach Bynes.
Like Amanda Bynes? Like pronounced like Bynes, but I guess spelled a little differently, right?
Right, and he's just as insane. His feet were also sucked by Dan Schneider, allegedly.
That's sad.
It's a very, very sad situation. He's doing much better now.
Good to hear.
But no, if you get a chance to give that a listen, it'd be much appreciated. It's on something I think called Loudspeaker, if I remember correctly. A bunch of trauma folks are associated with it. Kid named Chris Lanphier, who's been involved with trauma for about 20 years, give or take. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So give them a listen. There's some pretty interesting stuff that's going to be coming up from Talking Trauma.
You were just on,
huh?
And you were just
I
on
was
there.
just on there. It came out. If you're listening Saturday, it came out last Tuesday. It's the most recent episode.
And if I'm correct, Liam is also on there.
Liam,
too, right?
Liam Regan, friend of the show, amazing director, Eating Miss Campbell. Yeah, Curse of the Werdeer. He plays Deputy Sean. So make sure.
My Bloody Banjo too.
Yeah, My Bloody Banjo. You guys know that's a penis thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
Well, you can explain it to the audience if you'd like.
I am circumcised, is what I will say to everybody. So I don't particularly understand the notion of this, but apparently for the uncut, there is a particular portion of your foreskin where it meets the rest of your dick that in UK is referred to as your banjo string. So, like, I guess if people are playing with if people are playing with your pecker, they're plucking your banjo string. But if you can break it.
So if it's bleeding, then it's a bloody banjo.
It's a very bad thing. It's a very, very bad thing.
Well, Talking Trauma, go check that out now. Anything else? How's it hanging in the?
Well, I mean,
South?
That's the other thing. I'm gonna be a stupid plug monster here at the beginning. Tomorrow night, I have an interview with Spooky Dudes podcast.
Whoa, big man on campus right here. Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
They're another sort of Tennessee-based podcast involved in horror, and we've been talking a little bit on Facebook. So I'm sitting down with those guys tomorrow night, and we're gonna talk Curse of the Werdeer. So it's all promotion. It's all we're in that phase.
And I could be like a promotion whore and just talk about this thing even more.
Promotion whore, mouth whore, whatever you want to call me. Like, I'm good.
long as people come to watch the movie.
That is really all that matters. And speaking of the movie, we just got from John Bergio a new trailer. Yeah.
Very nice.
So we're gonna be checking in with our supporters on Indiegogo, sending them a nice, bright, and beautiful update, and it'll include that trailer, potentially a little bit of BTS, potentially. I don't really know about that yet, so hashtag.
But yeah, the trailer is going to be on the freaky Secrets tour, right?
Dude, like this, it is, yes. I initially asked Reeves, and this is very much inside baseball. I was like, "Oh, I would love it if our trailer could play, before your movie. I know you, I love you, I want to give you kisses, that kind of thing." And then he was like, "Or it could open the show." And I was like, "Well, fuck what I just said. I don't really care about in front of your movie. You're gonna open what? Huh?" So I don't know where it'll play. We'll let Reeves figure that out now. But you,
I will say my favorite part about that
Tell
trailer
me.
block is that all these like real movies, and then like Meat is Murder is also somewhere in that trailer block. So it's just like real movies, and then like my one fake trailer.
I literally think, like, when did you shoot that again? 2018?
2018, yeah.
I think you could build an entire career off of just faking people out with Meat is Murder.
That would be awesome if somehow that could translate.
Bro, so
Dallas.
far you've done it for like 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's hysterical.
That was the dream, though. I didn't want to put it on YouTube or just kind of throw it out there. I love that it can exist and play before shit. If it could always be like a, like a warm up, you know what I mean, movie before the rest of the movie, like a Pixar short for fucked up.
And it has, and it is. I think it's wonderful. I think it is found its audience. I think it's found its place in the pantheon of film history.
Well, you're playing Where Dear, if you need a warm up before.
Oh no, it's already on the bill, bro. Like I haven't asked or nothing, but it's there. It exists.
Amazing.
But that's where I'm at, man. It's been kind of a slow week in general, with the exception of Where Dear stuff and podcasting stuff. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
I love it. If you think about when we started this podcast 2 years ago, there was no movie, right? Nobody was on any podcast. Look at us now. Look.
I know it
Look at
turned me into a whore.
Well, that's part of making. Hey, that's the thing people always forget. There's the making the movie part, and then there's like the whole other 50% that's promoting the shit out of it and whoring yourself out to get it out there and get anyone to watch.
You have to. If you don't, it's it's like neglectful on your part. Who's gonna see your thing?
Yeah. I've seen it happen with movies that I've worked on, where it's like, yeah, I've done it, and then it's finished, and then it disappears.
It's dead in the water, and I refuse to let this be a thing that is dead in the water. I will shove it into people's faces. So I will tell you this too, and I'll sort of leave it at this. I'm looking at a Tennessee premiere sometime in August, and I'll keep everybody up to date on that. But the more I have talked to people in public, and the more it's like, "Oh, what's that T-shirt you're wearing?" Because I have like 4 of them, and I wear them. I pretty much only change it for this recording, because people can see me, and I don't want to embarrass myself.
Cut off
a little
camera.
bit. But at the same time, I kind of changed my shirt for this so I don't look like an asshole. But I do wear it frequently in public, and people stop me about it. They ask me about it. "Oh, I'm looking at this theater. I'm looking at that theater." "Well, you got to tell me." And I was like, "You have to follow us." We've increased our following just simply by word of mouth. We have garnered interest. We have people who might be coming out. Might be. Who knows? We'll see. But there is buzz. There is a genuine buzz. Ridiculous.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Make Westmoreland
Yeah,
famous.
put it on the map.
Us in the liquor hole.
Tourist destination. Nicole, how's it hanging?
Everything's
Cali?
really good.
You know-
So Memorial Day weekend by the Saturday this airs was last weekend, but right now, we're recording Thursday. I was away in Monterey this past weekend, and it was really lovely. Just doing my married California wife things,
Wait, where exactly?
Monterey is like the Central Coast.
Cheese section.
The cheese section of California.
I was in the cheese section all weekend. I wish. That would be really nice. I wish that was my life. But it's like a coastal town on the beach, and there's like, I don't know, just like pretty. It's on the water.
Is it like Montauk?
Yeah, kind of. Similar type of idea, touristy, like beach town. Did you guys watch? Well, you probably did not. But did you watch Big Little Lies on HBO?
Oh yeah, I very much.
I did not.
That's set in Monterey, and I've wanted to go ever since I watched that show. Highly recommend for those who have not watched it. It's a good time. It's a crazy time. A lot of like hot women arguing.
Well, a lot of like, it's weird for a person who just got married to be like, let's watch this wonderful show about infidelity and murder.
No, it's not. I still have interest in good content. It's not like that went away when I got married. I'm married now. Wipe me of my memory and anything I've ever enjoyed in my life. It's just gonna go away.
It's all new.
I
right?
guess I
Just like,
is like a travel destination is what I'm like. I guess that's what I think is funny. Like,
wait, what?
no. I guess that's what I'm saying is like a travel destination. Let's go to Monterey, where they shot Pretty Little Liars. Pretty Little Liars or what?
I mean, like you do what everyone else does and get the names confused. Big Little Lies.
Big Little Lies.
Like Pretty Little Liars is also yeah.
Yeah, Big Little Lies. Let's go there and celebrate this beautiful place where everybody cheated on each other, did terrible things, and then murdered each other to celebrate.
Okay. All right, because there's not an entire city that has like plenty of amazing things to do other than this show that has that going on in it.
Oh,
look,
it's
a good show.
I'm just messing.
It's a good show. One of the
cheese.
employees works at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is a gorgeous place. Y'all should go. Really nice. Yeah. So that's been my life lately. In addition to my film, which I do the opposite of promoting. But it is coming along.
Right,
huh?
You're filming soon,
Yeah,
aren't you?
July. That's just around the river bend. Indeed. We're almost there. No, it is exciting. I have no idea how to promote it because I don't want to get anyone's hopes up if it's bad. Or if it's great, I still don't want to get anyone's hopes up. I want them to be surprised that it's great. So, whatever. If you want to watch the thing when it comes out, do it. Otherwise, fuck you. How about that? Fuck you if you don't watch my art. Yeah, there you go. That's me promoting my work.
I get to see it then when it's done, Nicole. Like for real. I bet that's gonna be
Thanks.
amazing. Well, I hope California is sunny and nice and not too hot these days.
Yeah.
But Leo, how's it hanging over in Astoria?
You didn't talk about yourself hanging up with swords and guns.
What?
Yeah, talk about not wanting to promote something. Yeah, there's not much I want to talk about yet because we did make one post and it got a little too blown up. Like people wouldn't stop texting me or Reeves or Dwayne.
Wait, what?
So
Should we not talk about this now?
No, I mean it's happening. We're making this little action movie called Portrait of Payback, and next rehearsal soon. But I will say, I wish Dwayne was in the chat for this. That dude fucking kicks so much ass, and he's just that guy. Because everybody else in their choreography has their small bits. Dwayne works through the room, but Dwayne has to remember all this choreography, and he was just so awesome. You had to give him some breaks, but he was great. fucking badass. And out of all the bumps that he took and threw himself down, I called him up the next day and I was like, "How you feeling, Dwayne?" He's like, "I'm fine, but how's Reeves doing?" He was more worried about Reeves, like hurting Reeves, than himself, and that's the kind of man Dwayne is, and that's what makes him amazing.
Aw.
Like, while I hear that, I also hear Steeler being like, going home and being like, I messed him up. I know I messed him up. I messed up Reeves real bad.
Yeah, because he does something crazy to Reeves
no.
that I don't want to spoil yet, but it's it's intense. But yeah, and just working with Dwayne for a whole day it's always magical, every minute. Like it's never a dull moment. It's never no one's sad. And everyone's just like everyone's in the best mood just because they're around Dwayne's like aura.
So I was talking with my dad today, and I've been like looking into sort of flights and making sure I can make everything sort of happen for this summer, because you fucked me for this.
Me? I mean, it all happened
you
very
you
fast.
baked it in too close to Nicole's shoot. So when
I was there first too.
Huh?
I was there first too.
Oh no, lady, listen, like this is the thing. They're coming in hot like right before that. Dwayne wants me in a role, which I will not, again, no spoilers, but I get to have an action sequence. But what I'm going to end up having to do is literally leave a couple of days beforehand. So, in looking at everything after we actually talked last night, Nicole, I might be significantly closer for the beginning of our thing, so we can do a little bit of sit downs. Not too much inside baseball, but we'll do.
Yeah, I'll say
more.
Text me after this podcast actually, because I want to know what you're actually saying.
We'll do more production meetings inside of the podcast, but yeah, after.
I live with this thing. You don't need any production meetings. Just gotta show up.
Oh, Dwayne is in the chat now.
Oh, there he is.
Someone mentioned my name.
Steeler,
Yes, Dwayne us.
But
Dwayne Steeler, aka Steeler, the Whiplash Maniac.
But after looking at it, Nicole, I might be significantly closer coming in. So,
that is really good news. Okay, that's really good.
Yeah,
just for everybody.
All thumbs all day.
And you don't have to do any production meetings for Portrait of Payback. You just gotta let Dwayne, kick your ass.
Yeah, I mean that's really nice. I feel like I'm being a micromanager, and I don't know, Ben, if you think that about me too.
Oh, do we want to do that here?
Fine. We don't have to do that here.
Yeah, we still gotta see what Leo's been up to.
Fine, that's fair.
That's fine. Nobody cares.
Let me give it 2 seconds because I don't want to leave it at a stupid joke. I really don't want to leave it at a stupid joke. I feel like I was asked a real question, and I want to give a very real answer as my dog goes insane.
I would love to hear too. I mean, yeah. So, hell, I don't really talk about my film often, so I could ask that. Do you think I've been a micromanager about it?
No. So what I do think, and what I will tell you is this: I can see the level of care inside of what you're doing. I don't think you're being a micromanager. What I do see is someone who is looking for like.
I'm bracing myself.
No, it's good.
I'm like, should I hold on to the? I was like, I wasn't ready for this.
What I see is someone who is coming to terms with the fact that there may be more going on in the process than initially thought out.
Yeah, fair.
In those moments, it's not that I see you like because you're very on top of your game. You're dealing with an idiot that doesn't know Google Calendars.
He didn't know. He's like, where are we meeting? I was like, I don't know. Here.
I'll be so honest there. Number 2, the other big thing there is like when we start to look at branching out and a division of labor, I would highly suggest we start to lean on those who are in that area that are helping out. you and I can talk offline about other things. I don't think you're being a micromanager per se, but I do think the gravity of the situation is more coming to light. But
You know
we're going to
what?
help make that less.
Yeah, all four of us could agree on this. Bring it back to everyone that like
Siri wants
being
to talk to me, so-
being a director or in charge of anything is challenging, and I think that's good feedback, Ben, to like be like, okay, because I think you are a really great director, and on set of Curse the Weird Year, I did not feel like you were a micromanager. So, but also we're just like very much like running the show. So I admire that. I thought that was very well done. But anyway.
I appreciate that, but we also had a significantly bigger crew, and
it was like, yeah.
Whether or not it was seen, I was fucking putting out everybody's fires, and people were lighting fires underneath me as we went.
I'm sure that's how it goes, just like unpredictable.
But I think you're doing a wonderful job.
Filmmaking is predictable.
No, thanks. Yay! That's really what I wanted to hear, even if it was a lie.
It is hardly a lie. It is hardly a lie. It's like maybe there's 5% of it that's lying. No.
Okay, I could take that. Okay, that's fine. All right. Well, anyway, enough about me.
I think
Leo, how are you in Astoria?
It's fine.
You stayed talking about me.
It's just
So,
the
yeah,
usual.
what's it
just
going?
really tired. Bunch of things at the same time happening. Last Friday I think was 26. Was that whatever? That was my 9th year in living in the United States. So that was something.
Cool.
Thank you. Still alive. Yeah, but I'm just tired. Just looking forward for the time that I can finally do some traveling. I keep remembering like the first time I went to Arizona with Aaron. We actually went to Grand Canyon, and it would be really fun if it was full of meat. It would be like a meat canyon if that was the case.
Yay!
Wow, look at that transition. That's right. This week we're finally talking about MeatCanyon, our first YouTuber, really. You know, all these shows just exist on this dude's channel, which is fucking awesome. But has anyone here seen MeatCanyon before?
Yeah, because of Reeves and Garfield. Let that be known. That was.
But
yeah,
is this related to Smiley Friends at all, or not really? Because it looked some of the drawing. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember watching Smiley Friends thinking that MeatCanyon did shit on it. Hey, we got Reeves is in the chat. What coincidence. And yeah, just because of Reeves that I found MeatCanyon too, because he showed me the Garfield thing before we did our Garfield episode. And then I remember texting him when we were doing our Garfield episode with Brendan. And I was like, hey, you got to resend me that video, whatever it was. Because there's no way I'm doing a Garfield episode and not talking about that video. And then from there, I went down a rabbit hole of just amazing fucked upness. But Ben, what was your intro to MeatCanyon?
I don't know. In all honesty, I can't tell you what I was watching, what algorithm pumped this into sort of my existence, but I knew a couple of these.
Something naturally was like, Ben's gonna like
it's this. What it felt like, honestly. But it's one of those things where for a minute there I was unawares of like the name of the channel. But then I started seeing a couple of the cartoons again, and it was like, oh, I remember this. I know this. How do I know this? Why do I know this? Is the other thing. What the fuck have I been looking at? But there are ones that sort of sprinkle in, like Wabbit season. I know I had seen, I think, before Reeves sent it to me, because Reeves sent it to me separately as well, shortly after Garfield. And going back, I don't know. I don't know my introduction to MeatCanyon. It's one of those things that just feels like it's sort of permeated.
Well, rabbit season, according to the one of the other YouTube videos he has up there, that's the short was only up there for 3 hours before Warner Brothers like took it down on his YouTube.
And real quick, did you guys
Wow.
watch the Space Jam parody with LeBron?
Yeah, it's a trilogy. Did you see the second one too, where they like have a funeral for Bugs Bunny?
Yeah. Like, I,
The
I don't even know how you talk about a thing that is broken down in like 3-minute segments that covers literally the whole of pop culture.
as a whole, yeah. I mean, it comes down to the main dude. I think his name is Hunter. Forgot his last name, Papa Meat, if you will. It comes down to this guy who was clearly like a guy like us, who was just a fan first off, and then just like I'm big of a fan. I'm also gonna call it out and fuck with it.
So there is a lot of both love and hate baked into this in everything. Do you know what I mean? One of my favorites was a recent one when YouTube once again changed its policies and guidelines. Did you guys see this one?
Was it him talking about how YouTube changed their? I've seen like a podcast thing he did once, or like an interview, whatever. Him recording himself.
Cartoon he did. It was literally YouTube as a giant monster with like a hammer head that was pulling the cartoons out of cages that he had made and like slowing down, crushing them and demonetizing them in that moment. Demonetized, splat.
Man.
But it was made before the current things, and it does have him as a character. The social commentary pumped into that, and then the what is it like the fourth wall break of like it's a fourth wall breaking a fourth wall. Like exceptional work, like the level of parody, social commentary, a lot of the stuff that's going on in there now is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a lot of Hellraiser references. I noticed a lot too. If you like watch a lot of it, like my favorite reference is the Sneeko Charlie short. You guys see that one? He's like a Sneeko is like some guy I guess who's friends with like Andrew Tate. So and then he was having a feud with somebody else on YouTube named Charlie, and then it's like him feuding with and Charlie shows up at his house, and then Charlie does like a full Hellraiser thing where he like pulls them all like by like the chains and holds them up, and then the dude Sneeko is just like he just says the line and Andrew Tate wept, and then his body gets pulled apart like from Hellraiser.
Dude, like this guy has fucking references on top of parodies on top of references.
Yeah.
It in a way that is what do you call it? It's like a pop culture soup, and it is. It's deep cuts. It's to what's going on now, and it's fucking.
And you know what I will say too, like because a lot of things I see, we try to make fun of pop culture or try to have like, trying to say stuff, I guess, whatever. But there never feels like there's like an agenda to all this either. Like he's not a guy who has like one set of opinions that he's trying to voice. You know what I mean? Nothing he's ever doing is too one-sided ever. It's all just like, I'm gonna go after whatever these people are. Kind of like South.
Wow, it is South Parky in like a lot of ways, but weirdly, I think he pushes an edge that even, well, like I guess Trey and Matt would push it, but at the same time,
yeah, I mean the last season was still pretty pushing it.
But I feel like he kind of goes, and maybe it's the animation, and this is where we sort of dip into that. Maybe it's the animation style because everything is so gross, whereas in South Park everything is so idealistic almost, right?
Yeah.
it feels like MeatCanyon goes harder.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and you even look at behind Leo here, like the Toy Story.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like when you see these weird versions of characters that you recognize, like I don't know, your brain does something weird. It's like you look at it, you're like, I know this is Toy Story, but it's also like, what is
It's almost
this?
like a cousin to Uncanny Valley or something. It's like, okay, it's not a person I recognize, it's a character I recognize, and why does it look like this? It's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Bringing some anime here that James loves so much. Like the drawing sometimes look like Attack on Titan. I don't know if anybody has seen like the Titans
I'm
on
familiar.
the show.
I'm familiar. I've never watched it, but I'm familiar.
It's like a really creepy smiley face without like a soul inside kind of thing.
That Ben, what was the one you sent us to watch? That style kind of looked like anime.
The poop. Oh, that one has his best animation.
Stink Fiend? Stinky Fiend?
Stink Fiend.
I couldn't find that one.
That looks just like a manga. Like it looks like he straight up ripped it like right from.
It was hard to find. And, I searched it particularly in like YouTube search to find it. Basically an like anime style about a dude taking a poop in public. Is more or less the concept. And it like, of course, since it's MeatCanyon, it gets kind of crazy.
Well, have you guys ever watched Junji or ever read any of the Junji Ito like manga stuff? Like the really gross, like it's just a lot of weird. There's a Netflix show actually right now too about it, but it's all a bunch of different short stories. Yeah, Reeves is talking about it too in the chat. I just read it. It's amazing, and it's all just weird, fucked up stuff. Happens to people. And that's kind of what this is based off of. That's why he sucked into the toilet.
Yeah, I do not want to be in that guy's position at all. That did not look good. Ben,
I have a friend I have a friend who was poop shy. I'll give you his first name. His name was Bryce. I worked with him for a few years, and literally he would go back to his apartment on either lunch or breaks. Because of where we worked, he actually lived very close. And he could get from the building that we worked in back to his apartment in 3 minutes, take a shit, and then get back to work inside of his 15-minute break.
15 minutes? That's tight.
Well, are you guys like public, like afraid? Like, are you guys not public?
No, bro, I'll shit anywhere.
I mean, we know any port in the storm, Ben.
I mean, any port in the storm, baby.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, I've like gone on vacation and haven't like done that the entire time. Like, there are times I'm just like don't have to. And I read somewhere that that's because you're dehydrated when you're on vacation.
I can't travel. I can't poop when I travel.
I was gonna say, when I travel, I don't like really do that. I'm avoiding saying don't poop. Whatever. I don't know, guys. Women poop too. I don't know what to say.
I shit constantly when I travel.
You nervous Nelly.
Yeah, I'm the opposite.
No, well, maybe it's nerves. Maybe it's like I also eat very badly, and yeah. And so it's a lot of like potato chip shits is what I take because like 9 times out of 10 I'm driving, so it's like it's potato chip shits that I take. But I'll shit in a gas station. I'll shit in a hotel.
I mean, it's not preferable. I prefer to poop in my own house on my own toilet with my bidet. Like, let's be very clear, with my bidet.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like, yeah, I do actively try not to poop in public places. But, if I have to.
Like, that guy, like, what are you going to... There's nothing you could do. If you're on a date with someone, I've probably done that. Fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, I mean...
I had to do that once.
On a date?
Oh.
Now I marry her.
See, it was good luck!
That was my first date. I was
date?
like, I need to go really quick in 2 seconds. That was like the best time I've ever went.
I have a... That's adorable. Can I tell you guys? So it wasn't a poop, but I do have a pit toilet story for my wedding. Could I tell it? Okay.
Pit toilet?
Pit toilet. Yeah. So I got to the site. Ben has been at my wedding, so you saw where we got married. It was like essentially like a campsite type thing. Like, imagine that, right?
Oh yeah.
And I get to the site and I have to like pee my brains out. And I'm like, oh my God, like, how the fuck am I going to do this in this, like, big-ass wedding dress? And my friend Francesca happens to be there. Ben, I don't know if you met her. And I was like,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, she's super cool. I was like, Francesca, like, if you feel comfortable, I don't know how else to say this. I have to take such a pee. Can you like help me pee? So my friend like went to the pit toilet with me, like held up my dress, and just like probably saw all the goods as I was like taking a piss on my wedding day. And I was like, you are the best person ever.
So just a question: Is
Yeah.
that the kind of bathroom that is a regular toilet, or the ones that's like a hole in the floor?
It was like a hole in the floor. It was so like nowhere close to anywhere you want to pee in a wedding dress. Like I know like we were talking about poop, but like also pee in a wedding dress is terrible. So
It's true. Like
That was
the
a
time I
French-
had to do in the wedding dress was awful.
yeah, I imagine you had a similar experience.
Weirdly, Leo's first date with Aaron, he was in a wedding
In the wedding
dress.
dress, yeah.
Good luck. It was good luck.
She thought it was weird, but then
I married you, so you know what? It all worked out. That's good.
She got
no. But I
And
used to have a
fun
problem
fact,
before.
that's the dress she wore to their wedding.
Oh, how sweet is that? It all comes full circle.
No, but like back in Brazil, in the beginning, I used to hate. I don't know why. Maybe it's because when I was younger and I slept at my best friend's house, and they didn't have toilet paper, so it was kind of awkward.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. They just like never had it.
No, I think they just ran out of it.
Oh,
or
that's a different
something. I don't
story.
know. I had to open the door and ask
like-
for help.
I was like, I don't know if I'd be friends with a person whose bathroom just like never had it, you know?
No, I think they just had to grab from like somewhere else or
Okay,
something. But
okay,
then,
okay.
like for a while, I was like when I used to go to church in
Saturday-
Brazil, I used to go to church camp. Those things that take like a week, and I try my best not to have to do at all. But like after a while, I just start like whatever, anywhere, and then. Especially like after I moved here, and even when I used to do delivery and I spent like 14 hours outside, like I map all the bathrooms in New York. Like I know exactly where to poop.
Nice.
Bro, it is key. And especially like living in a city where I assume the majority of the businesses are like no public toilets.
Nope.
Yeah.
You need to know, like you go
Yeah.
to Target is like a good one. Most of the supermarkets you can somehow, even if it's not like public, they kind of let you go. If you're around Times Square, all those theaters where they have like the Broadway shows, especially like The Lion King is like a really good one. Usually the ones in a park, they're not the best, but I don't know. There's like some
I would trust any city park bathroom.
yeah.
I
Park
feel like
bathrooms where the junkies go do like their crack or stuff.
Yeah, I've been in the Venice Beach public
Oh,
bathrooms, and that's the most
yeah.
disgusting place I've ever
Yeah.
been.
yeah,
in
I've
my
been there. It's bad. You're right.
Have you guys ever been in a public toilet where they kicked on like a UV light or like a black light?
Well, I mean,
No, I mean I've had the light shut
yeah,
off
I
on
was
me
gonna say the
before.
lights shut off, and I'm like, no, I'm still here. Like I'm taking a vacation. Like every time I like do that, I'm like taking a mini vacation. You know, like give me time. But anyway, but a UV
So-
light.
No, but I went camping on those party and had no light. So in the middle of the night, you have somehow to hold your flashlight on top, or like somehow try to find like a little space in
Well,
the
that's like
plastic.
that's like going out to the Mahoney.
Yeah.
Oh my
On
god.
those like
Yeah, I have not yet been to a trauma dance at the Mahoning, and I fucking hate porta potties. I don't. Is that what they have? Porta potties?
it's all porta potties, and especially at night where it's just dark and there's no lights. Yeah, you gotta do what Leo said: hold your flashlight up and hope
And
for the
then
best.
you're just looking down in other people's shit, you know?
Oh.
Like that's no fun.
I camp
Um,
too, but I don't know. Something about
but,
being
like-
at a drive-in, watching movies with people, and I don't know. Gives me
So
anxiety. Anyway.
so with the like UV or like the black light stuff in a toilet, right? Part of the reason why they do it down here is because of junkies. People were going into gas station restrooms, shooting up, and then fucking like being there either like OD'd or just nodded off or whatever, and it was becoming a problem.
Yikes.
So they put in the like black light to make it harder for them to find a vein.
That's really dark. Oh my god.
And so you go in, I think it's after like 9 or 10 o'clock. Once it's good nighttime outside, they kick on those lights. I still have
No,
video
just
of it.
cum everywhere.
Yeah. Well, also to make sure, people aren't jerking off. That's the other thing. Because, I mean, if you're going to shoot up dope in a fucking public toilet, the next natural progression is to masturbate right afterwards. That's what I do when I do both of those things. That's the order. But like for real, when we were shooting the movie down here, we would stop at like Thornton sometimes, and you would go in, and sure as shit, black light was on. It'd be late at night, black light was on. What the fuck is this? A little bit of research, they do it so people don't shoot the toilet.
Could I turn this back to Meat Canyon because it does relate. So if you're an actor and you're in a movie or you're on a Broadway show or whatever, I always think about that. Like, what if you have to take a massive shit when you're on stage, right? Like, 'cause you can't always control that, right? Like, what if you're dancing up a storm and you have to poop?
Well, I mean, that's what that's what I know about Indiana Jones is that Harrison Ford had IBS or something while filming, or he had some sort of stomach issue. So that scene where he like shoots the dude instead of like having like a sword fight with him, you know what I'm talking about? Where he just like pulls out the guy. That's because he had a shit and couldn't be on set for longer than like a half hour, whatever, how many minutes he couldn't be on set for. And he was like, I feel like shit. I don't want to have a sword fight. I gotta poop.
Yeah,
so
but it's way better that way, though.
Yeah, and it worked out. But that just every time I see that scene, I think about Harrison Ford having to shit.
But I guess the thing with animation is that you don't necessarily have to worry about that as much. Like when you make an animated show, because not like
you can't even animate in a toilet.
Yeah,
I mean, if you do it right.
Like Shithouse Productions has an animated, but
made by Leo.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
it's the most beautiful thing ever.
Like I didn't make the butt part. I kind of got from like a place, but the rest was like, we figured something out.
Very nice, nice work.
I can imagine MeatCanyon being like, "Oh, I got a couple more frames to do. I'm just gonna bring my laptop with me into the toilet."
Oh yeah,
that's where he gets all his inspirations. He poops and then he look at the poop shape and it's like, this is a Buzz Lightyear here.
They all do look sort of like turds or like buttholes.
Everything like feel like a Rick and Morty thing. There's a lot of like you can see a lot of balls and butthole like.
Yeah, but Rick and Morty is like weird, kind of normal cartoon still, and this is like it's still on the like Smiley Friend, maybe a crazy Ren Stimpy and SpongeBob when they do that extra zoom in kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Good point. Yes.
Like a horror fan, so that's why I love that he really dives into making everything look just as
everything's
gross.
Pretty everything's pretty scary, uncomfortable, creepy. I'm like trying to think of the ones I watched.
I will never watch Toy Story the same again. Like all I'm gonna think about is the toys giving Sid cancer.
Yeah, that was really dark, which obviously is his intention with all these, right? But yeah.
Smash toys. Like, you play with Sid and you won't play with me. He's just smashing the dinosaurs and like the pig.
Right.
And then Woody's just like, you have cancer, Andy.
That was fucking these are fucking nuts. Like, did you guys I mean, you recommended this one too. Did you guys watch House of Drake?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of topical stuff going on there. Yeah. I mean,
it kind of makes sense though. Like right now. Both Drakes did what they did, but like one got cancer.
Yeah, it was like when you talk to underage girls, it's fine, but when I do,
that's true.
And you think like that one is like famous, so it should be even worse for her being famous too. So people would know more than the other one. Not that one excuse the other one, but like the singer Drake allegedly, like I don't know, like how much it's proven. I don't want to get in trouble, but like he was talking to what's her name?
11. Miley Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
I think they've confirmed they're friends too, so I don't think that's very alleged. I think that is confirmed.
Oh no, they're.
I also don't want to get sued, but yeah, like I think like she's commented on that. Yeah, so fucking weird.
But that.
Wait, who should like? Isn't she dating someone's son, like famous, like son or something?
Probably. But to make that thing go even deeper, right? Then you got like Drake Bell, and he's got like the Megan tattoo on
Right.
his
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then to bring it even deeper, he's like, now it's like Drake chasing Drake around this haunted house. And then there's like all the people who look like they were just like their souls were sucked out of their
Listen
body.
to the intro nonstop.
And
Yeah, listening to the
and Dan
Drake
Schneider,
Josh themes.
the fucking piece of
And
shit.
then Jabba the Hutt looking
Yeah.
ass.
Right.
Yeah, he's just sucking off like toast.
Yeah. Like
Dan Schneider.
it really went really dark, that one.
But when you see Dan Schneider,
Oh no, I've seen like kind of that style, but I felt like it was like a little worse. Too was the Charlie on the Chocolate Factory.
yeah,
I could not watch that full one. I stopped it because I was like,
That
"Ah."
was actually even creepier. I don't know.
There were like a few
Yeah.
that
That's when he like locked Charlie up, right? And then like the police come and stuff, and the police accidentally shoot the wrong kid too, and they're like,
Oh no, that's
we're
not
just
the
gonna...
one that I watched. It was like him bringing Charlie to this hallway and being like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't see the police part."
that's like the very end of it, where it's like the police come and raid the factory, and then all the Oompa Loompas run out. They're like, we didn't know nothing. We didn't know
Oh, really?
nothing.
I
was
missed
it
that part,
post credits? Because I noticed he does that where he'll like keep the story going as the credits roll. So like sometimes I've like exited out of things and I feel like I missed the ending, and other times, you know what I mean? So I don't.
Yeah.
Might have been-
The Drake one is just Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
just sucking on toast.
Yeah, and I forgot that the reason that was probably made as recently as it was because of the AI Drake song. So you're right, Ben, that he does like layer on all these pop cultures and make it really dark and makes it work as a topical video for sure.
I don't even know. James sent me one that I hadn't seen.
That was short.
11
seconds.
seconds of perfection. It was Cat Dog, and their what is it? Cat is MAGA and Dog is liberal, and they're just fighting real quick about the election.
Just fine.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
The mouse just like a flat earther. Like it cuts back and cuts to him, and it's like just flat earth stuff.
So-
It's like 11 seconds. He's, dog's like, you're ruining this country, and he's like, cat's like, shut up, you libtard, and then it pans over to just the mouse who's like a flat earther. What?
It's so amazing, and he packs in a lot. That's the other thing. Some of the stuff that he's been posting, like recently, like how do I put it? So I'm not well steeped in like YouTuber.
Neither am
Pardon me.
I. Luckily, I have like mid-20-year-old roommates who explain to me YouTubers.
Right.
Well, they
And-
talk about like Logan Paul and Mr. Beast.
Markiplier.
Those.
And there's like even like Sneeko and Charlie. I had to like Google because I didn't know who it was the first time.
Yeah,
I
I
watched
have
it.
I've
no
watched-
idea about that.
I've watched, I mean, this is embarrassing, but whatever. I've like watched Logan Paul's YouTube channel, like watched his podcast, so I was familiar with that. Markiplier, I was familiar with, but ended up watching more of his stuff because of the Five Nights at Freddy parody. If you all happen to Five Nights at Markiplier's, and actually liked his YouTube channel, so that was kind of cool. I do. It's like weird. Like I appreciate how this guy like makes fun of other YouTubers.
Yeah, makes fun of us one day.
I know, I was
If
thinking that.
only.
I was like, do I want to diss him? But I was like, oh, whatever. If I do and he makes a video about me, like he's got millions of views, I'll gladly take that. Like make fun of me, please.
There's like the one with like the TikTok lady. I
Sister
didn't know.
Haters?
Like I had to Google that one too. Yeah, where she like I guess it was like a real thing, right, in court where she had to like go to court or
that's
something.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, TikTok went to court. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of when Trisha Paytas had a baby the same day the Queen died. So he,
Yes.
so who's
And
another
you have
YouTuber?
to do royal duty, and she's got the new King of England in her hands or
Yes.
whatever as her.
Yeah, she's another another YouTube personality. I'm familiar with. The TikTok
I'm talking about the one where
yeah.
the lady is like she's just been like potatoes up her
Yeah, that
crotch.
was like I watched like a YouTube video about him, like it was like how to make a video in like 4 days or whatever where he like talked about that. Yeah, so it was like a Congress press conference or something like that. And they were all based on like real people. Like that dude was like a representative of China and that woman was like a part of Congress and she's like, yeah. That was insane. She's like, why is this not going viral? And it was like her shoving tater tots up her, places. Crazy, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Goddamn.
MeatCanyon.
Well, that's the thing too. I remember. So I saw that same video, and like actually for the most part, I thought he did all this animation himself. But still, he's made all this stuff is made with like a team of 4 people most of the time.
I didn't finish the video, so that's good to know. Okay, wow, 4 people.
That's what he talked about. That he was very proud of it because of how fast the turnaround was and how good the animation was because he literally only 4 people worked on it and they made it in like a couple of days or whatever.
Wow. 4 people in general, or 4 people just on the animation side?
That I don't know the exact details of who does what where, but still, I don't know. These cartoons are just like the production quality is actually crazy high. I mean, I guess when you got millions of subscribers, it kind of goes that way. But like a lot of like, so I'm on YouTube a lot. I try to watch random YouTube animation stuff, and this is the best animation I've ever seen just on a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So, were you guys watching any of the clips where he's like, since he's been sort of demonetized, or at least a lot of his old videos are, for content where he was pushing his Patreon, and you see more of him?
Yeah. There's ones where he's a cartoon and he jiggles his own man boobs as he's like moving.
So fucking funny. But even there's one where it's him as himself, IRL, fucking in front of a green screen. And he's like, what color's the background? And they're like, blue. And then it cuts into the promo, right? Because he's like coming in from that fourth wall. He's clearly in front of a green screen, but when you look on the camera, you see that it's blue. They're pumping in whatever, and then automatically it's blue in the thing. But he literally is just fucking ripping YouTube. He's ripping fucking Facebook guy. What's his name?
Mark Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg. He's giving Zuckerberg the finger. He's fucking telling everybody to basically go fuck themselves, to find him on Twitter and Patreon. And then there was another one where he was budgeting. Did you guys watch any of his like 6-episode pitch for a show?
No.
Yeah, I watched. It's the blue people, right? They're like they like create monsters or something. Yeah, I watched the pilot episode's really good. That's why I'm watching this shit. I'm like, this is not a YouTube channel. This looks like a network show.
Exactly.
Can be Adult Swim.
Literally.
Easily.
Like
better than Adult Swim, actually, in a lot of ways.
That was better than any animated show. Like that one pilot was better than any animated shit I've ever seen Fox put out ever.
Like truly.
It makes sense, I guess, because I don't know. I just don't think people at studios have souls, and I think people that make independent art do. Sorry, that's it.
I love MeatCanyon because there's a soul to it. It's all gross and it's fucked up. So he's saying it all with a purpose. He's got a soul to all his work that he puts into it.
I think like things that are made by studios are just like similar to like what Leo said about Rude Dogs. Like, oh, we have a shit ton of money. What's something that'll be popular and that will sell? Let's put money behind it.
Sometimes things sneak through the cracks.
No, you're right.
Sometimes he even talks about it in the Mario short, where it's like the end of it. It literally says, "Yeah, this is all right, but it's no Puss in Boots." Because Puss in Boots fucking rule.
Right?
That's true.
Right.
So sometimes, but yeah, that's why I love MeatCanyon, because there is soul to it. And it's this guy's vision, basically, and how he perceives the world, which is great.
The way he perceives the world is insane. And I get it. Like, and who knows what it is. But the reason I brought those up was because he was asking for trying to raise $100,000 to be able to kickstart his animated series, his full-blown like animated series, right? And I have no idea how much they actually earned. But then when I really start to like look at it, I'm like, That's modest for a full season of a thing.
Literally, Family Guy, it costs way more than $100,000 a season.
Yeah, that is super modest to be able to pay those 4 people, because that's like, if you take that $100,000 and you're like, it's full season of television, YouTube, 20-minute episodes, give or take, if they're able to get it. That's like a $25,000 a year salary.
That's really low. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for what they're doing,
it still doesn't even count. Yeah, and all the work they're doing, he's got to pay the other people animating, right? You know, plus himself for all his bills or whatever. So yeah,
there's legit so much going on there that,
I mean, you know, that guy's putting in the work too. You know what I mean? He's not just, hey, give me $100,000 so I can have a bunch of other people do it. Yeah. Like, I'm taking it because I'm actually spending all of my time and effort doing this with some other people.
And he has people that he pays. He has employees. Like, it's like a legit business that he's building, which is noble.
Yeah, you know, and I was watching a YouTube video the other day. It wasn't very good. And I can't remember the exact context of it. He was talking about milestones in life or whatever. It's from a YouTuber. His name is iDubbbz. But he did some YouTuber milestones in life. I didn't finish it, whatever. But he had a point where he was like, a milestone in life, getting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And another one was getting 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And he said 100,000 is incredible. Most fun I've ever had in my life. He said 1 million subscribers, suddenly it's not as fun. It suddenly becomes you're a bigger thing now. And now you feel like, now you have people you're employing because now you have millions of people watching.
That's kind of like, I don't know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, almost like the catch-22 to me sometimes of, like, becoming famous, it seems. You know what I mean? It's like, you work so hard to, like, get to a point where what you're doing pays your bills, but then it's like, okay, but then you're, like, paying other people's bills, and you're, like, answering to other people, and, like, you have, like, okay, as we mentioned, like, MeatCanyon has, like, soul, right? But, like, to a certain extent, if you're making that much money, I bet you're answering to someone else, or like you're doing something because someone else wants you to. Unless there are people that just like.
That's why he's so mad about this YouTube, you know, demonetizing your shit, because that's basically right. I mean, you're working for.
That's a good point. You're working for YouTube, kind of in a way, right? Like they're kind of making the rules.
Yeah, and like, I guess the bigger. All right, so I'll pitch it to you like this. It became a situation where you were working for YouTube, okay? So back in the day, and this, I'm sure you guys are aware, there was a point in time where YouTube was literally like the Wild West.
Yep.
And a thing like...
I had free ads. I remember it before even ads were a thing.
And a thing like MeatCanyon... it grew organically. Like, it grew during a time where either the restrictions were whatever. This was a person putting
6 years old channel, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe
6 years is already like the time the YouTube was way more. Yeah.
Okay, I don't do my research.
Yeah, this is like I don't know, like at least 10 years ago, something like this.
So. Okay, yeah.
But I guess the idea still stands. It's seen as like this Wild West, right? Like a place where you could do stuff and you could become somebody even if you're nobody, right? Like that's still sort of the idea. Yeah. And whether or not you're putting in work for ads or whatever, ads give you something back. And the idea that you could, in this Wild West space, make a thing that is objectively like fucking weird and off-putting and have that make even like a scotch of money.
I'm surprised. Well, I guess because it was already popular. Okay, so for like our audience and just to like, I tried to run an ad on YouTube for Totally Toonular, and YouTube was like, this goes against our like, you know, this violates our policy, yada yada, and like. I mean, I think that it all makes sense. I was like, well,
it's all the porn band keep putting here.
It's what it is. Yeah, it's always my fault.
Well, because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, stuff that MeatCanyon does is so much darker. But then again, it's like, well, MeatCanyon grew at a time, like you said, Ben, where it was the Wild West, and there were less concerns because like
Still, can you watch MeatCanyon? I don't know why I keep saying Nick Cannon, but like
Nick Cannon. Can you watch Nick?
that's why he's like a lot of kids.
yeah, selling
Can you
Sunset
watch
season
with
5.
I don't know, like without being logged in on YouTube? Because like for me, I don't know how to see because I'm always logged in, so they know I'm over 18.
Yeah, I don't
Wait, so
know.
what's the question?
That's a good point.
Because like probably you're gonna have like restrictions, but since you logged in on YouTube, maybe you don't see that. But like if you, as someone without a user, that YouTube doesn't know if you're underage or not.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You
Yeah.
know, because the whole thing is like
This is
before
probably blocked for
anyone
kids,
could do
for sure.
anything on YouTube, and I think stuff started changing when I think it was like ISIS started like murdering people on YouTube, and then sponsors start like
That's when that
getting
feels like so.
their money back, and like I don't want to sponsor YouTube anymore because anyone posts anything here, especially like murder, and then YouTube start being way more strict with this, and then you have like age restriction, or if they see something like murdering, they're gonna take down. So that's how the whole thing.
That's what changed
I believe
YouTube's
that's the reason
policy.
why.
Yeah,
That's
that's
when
why.
it started getting more like annoying. But then now every little thing that happened that make the like the big companies that put money there for ads.
I mean, yeah, Leo, you were on YouTube for a long time, right?
Yeah, like before
all
that's what I'm
this.
saying. Like before I moved, like I just completed like 9 years living here. Like before I moved here is when I used to make like YouTube videos, and was already starting to get like a little annoying. And like
How long ago was this? Like 3 years ago?
like 10 years.
Oh, okay. So it was even. Okay. Oh, wow. It was longer than. Yeah, very long time ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I made like videos for like maybe 1-2 years. It's not that I went anywhere. I probably had like 1,500 subscribers. I don't know. It's just
That's a lot of subscribers, though. More
Yeah, and
than we get.
organic. Like you built your audience organically. That's impressive for organic.
yeah, it was like friends and like sometime at that time I don't know here how it was, but in Brazil you used to have a lot of funny blogs, like stuff that was just like for memes and like funny videos that now you see in reels, but like before I didn't have this. So I used to also send my videos to the contact emails on those things, and a couple of times like a big one that at this point of my life I don't think I would send to that one, but the blog name was called Testosterone. So they repost me like a couple of times, so that make like a couple of my videos go like 30,000,
Oh,
20,000,
cool.
so I
Yeah.
got like some subscribers from there.
That's a good.
Oh,
I
sick.
guess that's another way to go like viral, is like knowing someone with a big following that. Yeah.
Yeah, you need
Good,
to like
yeah.
I used to always send to like I never get like answer, but I used to send to all those at that point when people used to enter. I think it was almost like pre-Instagram maybe, but even if
Okay.
Instagram was around, it was like just the really beginning when Instagram was like
Yeah.
Asian brown kind of.
2012. I remember the early days of Insta. I mean, I remember my life before Instagram, which is crazy. Like I remember that. And in 2012, right? Yeah. So YouTube was there before Instagram.
I
Yeah.
think YouTube is 2005.
I mean, Reeves has a good point here where he says they want popular channels, but they won't stand by creators that aren't highly sanitized.
Yeah. Wow, that is a really
point.
good point. Because like what I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you all. I watch a lot of like are you guys familiar with No Jumper?
Nope.
No.
No.
It's a YouTube channel I watch a lot. Adam22 was a BMXer, became a podcaster, and now is actually an adult film star.
Yeah. Is he a porn star?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he has a lot of like, yeah, he has a lot of, like.
He's got that podcast now, right? Where he has like a porn star on, and then
with him and his fiance. Yes, Plug Talk. They talk and then they have sex.
Plug.
It's a great podcast, to be honest. I really like it. But so No Jumper, there's like, I mean, I think the popularity of it is like there's a lot of like he has kind of these guests that are very open, including porn stars that will talk. Like, I don't know, it's just like weird because I think what helps grow YouTube's popularity is like these like kind of like deep dive conversations, and then YouTube's like, well, we don't want that. I don't know, just weird. I don't think.
Well, hope that doesn't happen to us. I hope they but we.
I don't know. Like YouTube change a lot all the time. Like like last year, I think I got like an email from them saying that like I was already like at that point like 80 years without posting anything basically, and they say like we take down your monetization because you have to have per year I think 100,000 hours listen
What?
or watch.
Wow, they're really strict.
Yeah, it's like a really annoying, but like to get that it's hard, and then you have to keep something because they're like, oh, what are they gonna pay you? Even though I have one video that always keeps still being watched for some reason.
That one's keeping the channel monetized.
No, but it still wasn't like enough. But they always change. Like when I used to make videos at that time was like you need a short content. Like nobody has patience to be on YouTube that much.
I remember you couldn't upload a video longer than I think like 10 minutes. Because I would watch like anime and I would have to watch it in parts because they couldn't upload more than 10 minutes. And then suddenly it was like, here, now we can upload hour-long HD video out of nowhere.
You can do way more. How many times you see like 12 hours of just something loopy?
Look at our 100th episode, right? Almost 4 hours. So you can upload definitely long videos now. But I remember when it was only 10.
Oh, no,
you
but
only have 10 minutes.
Things like it's not even that they didn't want it. It's just like how things used to be, and they recommend. At that point, it was like we recommend people to make shorter stuff because nobody has time to watch this. And then with that was created like what's the name of the social media that I already like that was 7 seconds.
Vine.
Oh, Vine. Yeah.
Vine.
Yeah.
So Vine show up, and then with this like Vine die, and then all that, and then everything started from that time start just stretching, and now they really want people to have something that is like hours long. So how many podcasts you keep finding all the time, and then every podcast has like a cut channel that is like those are a cut from this topic and a cut for this topic, and everything they want. Like you have way more like news segments, like hours of news. Again, like podcasts, and then people gaming. They want people to be way longer now. Like it always like keep changing. Maybe in the future, everybody's like annoyed with YouTube again and want to go to short. So I guess preparing for this too, and everybody having like
that reminds me
stuff. They have the YouTube like vertical. There's like a couple of seconds too. I forgot what's the name of that.
Yeah, now you have shorts, which are basically just reels. But I remember when we first started off, people kept telling me our episodes were too long. And that's when we were about an hour 15, hour 30. And look at us now on YouTube, 2-hour episodes.
I always said we need to go longer episodes. I don't know. Like as someone that listens to a lot of podcasts, I like long podcasts.
Yeah, and like I'll throw on. I mean, I love long YouTube videos where the people are just talking because I'll like No Jumper, or like for a while, I'll be honest, it was Logan Paul's podcast, or like this other one called TMG. Like I'll just toss on the conversation, have to skip a couple ads sometimes, and like could just turn my brain off. You know, it's like good, just like really good.
I'll tell you what I like on YouTube. You know what I like on YouTube? You
what?
know, forget all the long, forget all the short. I like ghetto street fights where people end up pulling each other's wigs off and then their boobs fall out. Those are my favorite videos.
That's on YouTube? You see boobies?
Oh, there's a lot of boobs on YouTube. Yeah. I'll send you links. There's a
The only time I've seen some was either like a cut of the Were Deer trailer or behind the scenes of the shitstorm.
My man, you got to know what to look for. Like if you got to know what to look for.
Another great YouTube channel. I'm sorry, I have food in my mouth.
Yeah.
Soft White Underbelly is really good.
It's that is a good channel for sure. But like there's some wild shit if you just know sort of what to search for. And you keep your safe search off. There's a whole Reddit, like a subreddit called, what is it? I think it's just called You Boobs, which is like YouTube mirrors of videos that keep getting pulled down so people can keep reposting them back on YouTube.
Is that like that TikTok thing, that TikTok trend where people were flashing their titty?
Oh no, this is straight up like, oh, this video has existed for 10 or 12 years on YouTube. All of a sudden they got wise to it, took it down. here's a mirror site for it. Guys, repost it, and people will put it back up so you can find it again on YouTube.
People love boobs.
But like, there's some graphic ass shit, Nicole. Like, I've seen like some graphic
On YouTube?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, my YouTube's definitely way
mine
tamer.
too.
My YouTube.
Oh, there was like a
It's just
time. Fuck, what
Podcast.
was the year? That was actually like a sex tape on YouTube.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
There was like this Brazilian model that was married to at that time the most famous soccer player, and then they got divorced, and then she was in I don't know if it was Ibiza, it was like something in Spain, like in the beach, and someone filmed from the sand them all the way in the ocean. It's not that you saw anything graphic, but you saw like two people kind of like hugging and one going like up and down, kind of.
This story's getting crazier and crazier, but okay.
And that was I think was like one of the first times that someone, I don't know if it was like to sued YouTube or something, that was like being like, I need you to take all those videos out of the internet. Like the time that people try to do those things, that they like think they can ban something from the internet, but like once it's up, it's like it belongs to the internet, I guess.
We're gonna scrub the internet. No, you're not. No, you.
Yeah, that's not really. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So my YouTube's just a lot tamer. Like, I mean, my favorite YouTube channel right now is the Corridor Digital.
That's a good one.
YouTube channel. Those guys are just amazing. I've learned how to mic people up better. I've learned better filmmaking techniques, visual effects, and also they just got fun videos of just new technology that's amazing. Plus, like, challenges. Like, the last challenge they did was a real guy. He was gonna do trick shots with a ball, and they had a VFX artist try to match him at the same time to see who can do it faster. And the guy.
You know what? I do talk a big game, but I will tell you, there's a lot of like more tame shit on my YouTube. But if I'm looking for stuff, I know what to search to find it. But I watch a lot of Mark Rober. I watch a lot of him. Are you familiar?
His I saw like one episode of his new not HBO, like the new Max thing, Revenge Engineers.
Yep.
It's kind of like, I don't know. I think his YouTube channel is better.
Yeah, his YouTube channel's so much better. Like, his YouTube channel's tremendous. But like, I'll be honest too here. I watch Shane Dawson, and I know he got canceled or whatever because he's a horrible person, but that's fine. He does conspiracy theory videos that I think are pretty interesting.
I know who he is, but I didn't know he got canceled. That I did not know until this video from MeatCanyon talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Shane's not not great. Like, he's done some stuff. And speaking of other YouTubers in MeatCanyon, did you guys watch the Nikado Avocado one, the King of Mukbang or whatever?
No.
Yes. Oh my God, that one's crazy. That feels like a Junji Ito like fucking story too, because he's just touching everything and it's turning into grease or lard.
So gross, so weird. And then when
his brother goes to help him, he's like, "No, don't touch me!" And then his brother just turns into this goop. Like
everything just turns to green goo. And then when he touches his own arm, and it like
they do like that. What was it? What was that show called? Fucking the ending where like the world is over, and the guy is like has all those books, right? He's like sitting at the I don't know why this is like a famous show and I'm forgetting the name of it.
And the guy sitting with all the books? What are you?
What was it? William. Why can I not remember the show? But whatever. Just continue until I remember.
No, but anyway, Nikado Avocado. Like, that's another thing. The thing I love about this is no matter what you think of, like, the animation style or how dark the cartoons get, like, it does spark conversation about everything.
Twilight Zone. I'm a fucking idiot. Twilight Zone. Okay. It's like when the guy's like sitting alone at the table and the whole world is like all fucked up and goofy. It reminds me of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it is very much a Twilight Zone-y.
Did you all watch the pumpkin spice one? White Women See?
Yeah. Can I get a pumpkin spice? Okay, and she comes back
Yeah.
around. I get a
That feels like very like modern day Twilight Zone to me, you know.
I watched that one 5 or 6 times. I
and
loved it.
I love that one, and the Peter Griffin one, which you recommended last week, James, the Family Guy,
God.
Trapped in a Family Guy cutaway.
Yeah, and also that video got fucked because I think they did a Bird is the Word song. So when you watch it on YouTube, it just goes silent
yeah.
for a bit.
Oh, okay,
The guy-
okay, that explains that.
I
Yeah.
love that one. Man, do you remember when you loved Family Guy?
How old is that music? Shouldn't be like already like. Okay.
Yeah, who
years?
knows? YouTube.
I don't
Hey,
think it's in the public domain yet. I want to say that's either the 50s or 60s, and the artist may still actually be alive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that episode because you know what? There's the point in my life where I did love Family Guy. And when he made that video, I was like, man, this hits me, that nerve. It just hit me right in that nerve, like perfectly.
Very much.
But like
You're
you
very
know that
relatable.
at one point of his life, Seth also liked Family Guy.
And it's so obvious he hates it now, and it's just a shitty job that he has to go
He
to.
kept trying to cancel that thing so many times. The most clear one is when he killed Brian, and people are like, "No, just keep going."
Yeah, just bring him back, and it'll be fine. Bring him back, and it'll be okay.
Yeah. But clearly, MeatCanyon again was a fan. He had to have been a fan of Family Guy for a while for him to make that video. You know, like everything comes from some sort of inner fandom in himself.
You cannot.
Yeah,
and
we all went to
you cannot make this much fun of pop culture and not at some point love it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
really.
Exactly.
And what I think intrigues me the most about MeatCanyon is he's showcasing stuff that he grew up with and that's in sort of the zeitgeist right now, right? I would really love to see him do like deep dive stuff. And now I haven't watched the entire channel. I think what is it? Like Garfield is about as far back as he goes.
As of reference stuff,
Yeah.
I think so.
Well,
When I went
Willy
pretty deep,
Wonka.
his first
Well,
video,
yeah.
and I went down. His first video was, I think it was 6 years ago, and it was called, I think it was called The Magic Man, and it's just the dude sitting on his couch, and the magician pops up in his living room, and the guy's like, pick a card, and the dude in the couch is just like, why are you in my house? Like, how did you get in here? And he's like, no, pick a card. The guy's like, what are you doing in my house? It's like that bit kind of going back and forth for a bit. Then the guy like picks the card, and then it like turns into a fish for some reason. And then the Magic Man becomes like the devil, and then like explodes the dude, and then it's over.
So, like that's the thing. So, I would love to see what this guy would do with more stuff from like the 80s, 90s. You know what I mean? The stuff that
Well, he is. I mean, my guess is MeatCanyon's about my age. I'm assuming he's in his either early 30s or late.
no.
I think
He's
38.
early to mid 30s for sure.
38.
I mean, I could Google him.
That's older than I thought. I thought he'd be at least like my age, like 30,
Well,
32 or something.
I would love to see what this guy would do with like Smurfs. I would love
Oh,
to
29.
see.
I was way off. 29. A decade off.
Oh, he's 29. Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
That's
Younger than me.
Smurfs would be.
And
He
James.
doesn't even know what Smurfs
Well,
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's so unfamiliar with Smurfs.
There was enough Smurf movies in the world.
He's
at
a
the
young
time.
man.
There was the
93.
Yeah, and Reeves pointed out the Rugrats
Right.
episode, which is also a personal
The-
favorite. Because what makes that episode so good is the minimal out animation that's in it. You know, like it's just one shot, and it's just Tommy and Chucky chilling on the whatever, like the ground, and then all the story happens behind them in a wall. So it's like you're just watching these two children just play and talk about their toys and their dads while the parents are in the kitchen where you can't see them yelling
I forget
at
what
each
the
other.
guy's name is, but he's like, "Do you like the taste of his dick in your mouth, D? Do you like that? Is that what you like?"
And then
Is it like
Chucky's dad
Stu,
comes
his
in.
name?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to Mexico? Is that what it is? We gotta go to Mexico now. That's what you do next.
And then Chucky runs in and she's just like, "Oh, here are you, you limp dick."
But that's the line that stuck with me. And that one is, "That's what you do next. We gotta go to Mexico. That's what you do next."
Like, forget the kids. We're going to Mexico. We gotta run to Mexico.
Fuck those kids. And that,
And then Tommy's like, "Oh, here's my rap talk."
like, there's so much about this channel and this artist in general.
Like, think about that video, right? I mean, like, how many times have kids just been like, you know, you're just chilling, playing with your toys, and you hear your parents fighting in the room behind you?
It hits on all the levels, dude. Like, it hits on all the levels. And maybe not that deep and that dark, you know what I mean? But certainly over, like, you didn't pay the internet bill? You're in charge of the internet bill, you know?
Yeah,
That
exactly.
kind of shit, sure. But, like, I love this stuff. I love it. I love it.
For me,
we talked
amazing.
about it before. The Garfield one is so dark.
yeah, that was the first one I watched, and I was like, damn, I've never seen Garfield put in this light ever. He's just like torturing the one dude with like cat ears. He's like, lasagna?
What are you doing with this, Garfield? Again?
Cats don't talk.
Yeah, cats don't talk. Meow. Meow. And then when he opens up the
Like, broke his
when he
back.
opens up the floor and starts fucking dumping in all the dog food on all the other Garfields,
Yeah, well, he's just like complaining about like Garfield and like women
and then he
stuff.
screams at them, "Don't look at me!" like
I love when he just starts petting the naked dude, where he's just like rubbing his back and his butt going up like a cat.
they're like, and I guess it's that level of detail that makes it funny. You know what I mean? That's what really makes it funny, because you could have those scenes and they could be desperately unfunny, but if that guy's
Yeah.
ass isn't going up, you've missed the mark.
Exactly. Like if he's acting like a cat, he's got to be a
You
cat.
know, make the bread.
And you know, I really hope that was something that came in like later too. Like they've already made most of the episode, and he was just like, you know, it doesn't feel like a cat enough. He's got to do something, you know. And he was just watching it. He was like, oh, his butt's got to go up. Like he was petting his own cat, and then he was like, oh,
Guys, we gotta put this in. Well, I figured it out and I cracked the nut.
So in the list, you guys put the McDonald's. Was that the McRib one?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Wait, did you guys also
Because I
watch?
thought there was like two different McDonald's.
I watched both.
Yeah, there's a really creepy one with
Because the other one was,
Ronald.
I didn't like the
like,
other one. The
having a
McRib, it was like, okay, it's like a weird better than the other
And
one.
they're eating Grimace. Yeah,
I
there's
love the McRib one. That is my favorite MeatCanyon.
It's-
Still kind of something like
like
off the wall.
midsummery kind of.
Oh
kind of
yeah,
vibe.
you're right. Uh-huh.
He's like this female Grimace. She's pregnant. We haven't had a male Grimace in years. The last one just died. And then the baby comes out, and then all like the hamburglers are just like female.
Yeah, oh
female.
my, yeah, the hamburgers were, oh my god, yeah, and then everyone just eats them because they're the McRib.
And then it's
It's a
like,
McRib.
okay, yeah. Yeah, they cut off like the Grimace's head and just like, all right, people, time for the McRib.
That
Insane.
in and of itself is exceptional. But doesn't it like, isn't that what those seasonal sort of burgers and stuff feel like in general though, right?
Yeah, that's why I love it so much, because it just it's that's why I imagine McDonald's is like.
It's like you open the door to the world and then yeah, there's something, here it is. It's the one time of year feast. You know what I mean? Like my fucking dogs are doing right now.
It's even like the last like bit goes, like reminds me of me working retail, like of him being like, hey, I gotta take off, like my grandma died, or
Oh,
whatever.
right.
And he,
Can you try
Help me,
and
like-
give us, let me know like 2 weeks before next time?
2 weeks notice.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it was
Yeah,
unexpected.
that
Yeah.
and I've experienced it like directly that way with somebody's dying, but I've like witnessed like managers be like, it's like, oh, I'm sick, I can't. It was like, well, you gotta let me know in advance. Like I've seen that kind of shit happen, like with like working, at various retail jobs.
No, I had this on high school. The like normally people have 4 grandparents. So when my third one passed, and I told my teacher like, oh, I couldn't come like last Friday. I don't know when it happened, but like just say like last Friday is because my grandma died, and then this guy seated in the first row, like this extra like nerd. Not that I wasn't a nerd, but he was like an extra one. He was like, oh, your grandma die every day. I was like, piece of shit.
Your grandma dies every day.
God damn. Did you use that excuse before?
No, I said that like last year when my other grandma, like I had 2 grandmas and 2 grandpas, so like
You're like,
And
dude,
God forbid your grandfather
you.
marries again.
yeah, no, sorry, it was my grandpa, like because one of my grandmas is like the last one alive now, but like I have a grandpa that died, and a year later his wife, my grandma, died, and then a little later my other grandpa died. So it's not, I don't know, it was messed up, but
What a dick that
Look at
dude
that.
is. Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
him.
he was, nobody liked him.
That's what. Hey, MeatCanyon just likes to go after those fucking
Yes.
assholes.
Yes.
That's what.
Yes.
MeatCanyon.
Yeah. So it's really nice. Like the Logan Paul one was really on point.
When he's
Leo,
like
what was
touching the
favorite?
guy and he's like looking at the guy's body and he's like, yo, that's no good. You can touch it if you want.
Oh my
or
God.
whatever.
Yeah, and the his like Mike, like Logan Paul's like right hand man is like perfect. How he's kind of like a like weird like spidery leg thing, like just like around. If you yeah, because he's a weird fucking guy. Yeah. What a thing. What a channel.
But Leo, do you got a favorite one?
So before I said the favorite one, there was like I was like trying to snack and watch at the same time. That was a mistake. And I think I forgot what I was watching. I think I was on a Mario, and then my hands were dirty and just let it play the next before I wash my hand and touch my mouse again. And then it went to Smelly Mash Bros, and that one was like the most disgusting one. It just it kind of freaked me out because I had I forgot what's the name now, but that phobia of like circles together or whatever the thing is.
Oh, yeah, but Matt,
That one
thing
kind of
is
like
on-
annoyed the shit out of me. But I kind of like what's the name? See if I can find here. The one with the Pound Star.
the
Pawn
Pound Star.
Star.
Pound Star.
With Jesus,
Pawn
the
Star.
Pawn Star Jesus. We
Yeah.
haven't even touched that, Leo. Hands down.
Oh,
That
that
is
is great
one of
because
my
like Jesus
favorites.
is also like what I love most too about it is like if you listen, you can hear Jesus talking the entire time. This is begging for his life. He's like, please don't sell me. Please don't sell me. Please don't sell me.
I did not watch that one. I should watch it though after this. That's
Oh,
funny.
I just saw
And
here.
then-
Joey said that
the
that's
dude
his
in raised it.
When the Pawn Star guy keeps going, oh,
I watched too much of that show to know exactly how to negotiate when I go there one day.
They got like the historian to come in. He was like, yeah, this is the real Jesus here.
you see in paintings sometimes it's through the center of the hand, but actual Jesus, everybody knows it was through the wrist.
Well, he
He's
said
like,
like
I would
it's
say it's about
$7 trillion.
Like $7 trillion, yeah. And the seller was like, how about 3 trillion? And then the guy was like, how about 400?
It's always like this on that show. Like that show is like mostly like bullshit anyway. But it's always like, how much is this? And the guy's like, I want 20,000. And then they bring like an expert. It's like it's 10,000. And then the guy's like,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
I want a 10,000. It's like, yeah, but you're gonna be here sitting down here, and I'm not gonna make money for a while, and I need a profit. I give you 20. It's always
Okay,
like something.
$20 tops. It's so
I-
funny. But But then at the end of the day, like what I do enjoy about Ponce, because so low key, one of the things I also watch on TikTok, and this is bad, it's real bad, is like 3-part segments of like Pawn Stars. I watch a lot of that on various other channels. So it's some guy who's basically recording Pawn Stars on his phone who's like, I'll use this for content. And my happy ass clicks on it. But I do. I love it. I'll stumble upon a great part 1 and be like, oh, I haven't seen, there was one, I haven't seen the actual samurai swords one yet. Let's watch that. Part 1, samurai swords. Part 2, oh, they're actually from Japan. Part 3, ooh, they were made in the 1500s and they're worth like multiple thousands of dollars. It's exceptional. I love Pawn Stars.
Well, and I love that Pawn Star episode of, and then the end of it, the dude is just like, well, it wasn't exactly how much I wanted to sell it for, but my wife will be happy to get rid of the screaming guy in our living room.
Rid of the screaming
Like, why the guy
man.
was even like having Jesus at home anyway? It's just so like where he got that from.
I mean, the dude nails himself to the cross, and Jesus is like, "Forgive them, Father. They don't know what they're doing."
So good.
And Reeves
But
here
the
brings up 2
expert
more.
was saying like people waiting for the return of Jesus, but I guess they don't know that it's like here, like he haven't returned yet because it's like here.
Yeah, it's in this guy's house. But Reeves brought up 2 ones. Actually, the one he brought up too is the baby one, where all the people start turning into the
Let's
baby.
go.
Let's go. And like, I didn't know she was the baby. And then I was hanging out with my younger cousins back like 2 Christmases ago, and they were talking about the baby, and I was like, "Oh, I can join this conversation." And I was like, "You guys have to watch this MeatCanyon." I was like, "You know what MeatCanyon is?" They were like, "No," and I was like, "Well, you got to watch this the baby video." And I sent it, and yeah, I was in with all the youngsters.
Did they?
Christmas.
Oh, I was going to say, did they stop talking to you after that?
You youngsters need to learn what's good.
Right? Right?
Do you guys try the Impractical Joker one?
Yeah. So
I did see that one. I don't remember it. Though.
yeah, it was really good. Honestly, it was a really good satire of that show.
They make Murr rob a bank because he
His wife.
didn't say.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because he didn't say enough racist things at some park or whatever earlier in the day, so he was the big loser.
And then I cut back to them just like laughing, right? Just like gross. Like,
and then
they're like laughing, then they get serious, like, no, murder your wife.
No, kill her.
It just gets crazier and crazier. It's definitely worth a watch if you ever watch Impractical Jokers, because it's a really good satire.
And the best one at the end of it too is when they're sitting there at the police funeral and you think you're seeing this very serious moment, and then they're panning through all the police officers that are there, and you see Sal just cracking up, and then it cuts back into the van and you see Joe and he goes, "No one left alive," and then it cuts. Fucking so dark, so good.
Papa Meat, you're the man. And yeah, and the other one Reeves mentioned here is the King of the Hill, Akira. That one is also incredible.
To me, that's the one.
Like, Bobby, you can't be putting your penis in the vacuum.
Lady Bird is sitting there with a mouthful of peanut butter. Yeah. Bobby, you can't go putting your penis in your dog's mouth full of peanut butter or whatever.
My dog's a little.
My dogs both seem to have peanut butter inside of them. They're going insane.
I know.
It's getting bad. Hang on.
And then yes,
back from my dog duty.
Nicole, did you see the King of the Hill Akira?
No.
One?
No, I did not.
Where Bobby keeps like sticking his dick into things like the vacuum cleaner and putting on his balls so his dog can lick up. And then the last one was he was like, you can't just like artificially like whatever fuck with your DNA. And he's like, Bobby's hooked up to this machine. He's like, oh, Dad, and then he turns into the big Akira monster.
Oh my gosh!
And then instead of like the Akira motorcycle, he pulls out this like lawnmower that's like the red lawnmower, He's got like the red Akira jacket. I mean, have you guys seen Akira?
I didn't get the
No.
reference. I've never seen Akira.
Never seen
Like,
Akira? Oh
James
my god,
Stella's
it's like literally
not too
one of my
much
favorite
anime.
movies ever. Yeah, we're never gonna talk about it on this show ever. But favorite movies ever, and it just has the most famous shot that you'll see in like almost every either anime or even tons of Western cartoons, where Akira does this bike slide. He does it in MeatCanyon. He does it with Hank does it with the lawnmower, where it's like a slide where he like slides, like he goes completely horizontal and slides away from camera. And they did it with Hank in the lawnmower, and it's fucking incredible. And he's got the red jacket.
So-
Beautiful. Rick and Morty parody Akira
The
too.
one thing that I really loved in that King of the Hill one was when Bobby was all mutated and terrible, and he's like, "You know."
That's the big thing of Akira is he tries to get all these powers and he thinks he's God, and then slowly becomes this like monster that's gonna like.
Well,
destroy
South Park
Tokyo.
did that with
Tell me.
Cartman at one point, early.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying Akira's been parodied like
But-
a billion
but the
times.
best
Akira,
thing-
what, like 80s?
Yeah, it's like late
Is
80s.
Bobby? He gives the line from that time that he kicked Hank in the balls. You don't know me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I
my
don't
Yeah.
know you.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the episode, but I was like, I know
don't
that
know
line.
you.
From...
And that's
that ball ain't right.
it's exceptional. Like this whole channel, and it's so hard to pick a favorite because you watch one and you're like, well, this is my favorite today, and then you go back through and you're
Yeah.
like, fuck, I guess this is my favorite.
Like even like the fucking magical school bus one. Oh, that one's also
The
incredible.
Ed and Eddie one.
She's like, change the curriculum.
Like-
they go into her snatch. She literally shrinks them and traps her in her snatch.
There's so much here.
Ed Eddie one where he gets like he makes a jawbreaker out of John.
Oh my god. Some of these I was like too like I don't know. I was like I don't know.
Well, what's your favorite one, Nicole? Do you got
Yeah, I have two. Impractical Jokers one, and it's short. It's called The Anti-Vax Girls, and it's like stylized like the Powerpuff Girls.
one? Oh shit, I did not see that either.
It's worth a watch, and it's really short. You know what? I won't spoil too much. Recommend to you all and our audience to watch it. It's like really well done, and like I said, it's very short.
Fuck.
I love the Powerpuff Girls.
They're very short because they anti-vax and then they die.
I mean, yeah, I guess, right? Kind of plays into the whole thing. Yeah.
Wondering why is in the funeral of the Wabbit season funeral episode that he made after his video got pulled. The Powerpuff Girls are he does like a funeral, so it's all his characters in one video, and the Powerpuff Girls are in it.
Oh,
And I was curious why, because I couldn't remember where there was a Powerpuff Girls.
oh wow! As the anti-vax
Yep.
girls, do you remember if they like? I mean, they probably looked a little funky, I guess, because all these characters look funky.
Yeah, it looked like Powerpuff Girls, but
Yeah,
weird. You know,
okay.
you can tell Powerpuff
Yeah.
Girls. And Leo, the big Avatar fan,
Oh, I
The
watched
Last
that
Airbender.
one. Wasn't like my favorite, but like it was just funny. Like Appa getting him was like, okay, let's go for a ride, kind of.
like, I'm gonna kiss your girl, and then just grabs Appa in the face.
So making out
He's
with
like,
the
"We're go-
bison
we're-
for people that never watch Avatar.
Yeah.
And the bison was like a muscular man bison.
Yeah, he becomes a jack dude, and he gets real deep. He's like, "We're gonna go for a ride." And then they fly
I
up.
didn't watch it,
Beautiful.
but one that kept popping up for me, and I don't know why I didn't watch it. I think there were other things that I wanted to see, but they have a Steven Universe one, which
Oh, I have seen it. I don't remember it, but I have
turned
seen
it off.
you turned it off.
Yeah, I don't know. Just getting grossed out.
Or what's there's the other one too. There's fuck. Well, what's the animated show with like the raccoon?
Oh, I
and
watched
pinball
that
guy?
one.
Oh, the
Regular
regular
show?
show.
Yeah, the regular one. That one's fucking.
We need to
so
we need to
like, yeah.
make the other cartoon that the creator of regular show make on HBO. That was a good one.
Oh, so now, yeah, we'll get there eventually. I always feel weird watching that show because I'm in my 30s and I don't want to watch some show about people living their lives in their 30s. I
I
don't
know,
know.
but
It's just,
they have a
that show?
kid, so it's not gonna affect you the same way.
yeah, it's gonna be like this is what maybe my life should be like. But um, but with the regular show one, man, that one's so fucking gross and creepy.
I believe it.
He was like, "Yeah, you just gotta turn it. You just gotta turn that dial. Just turn it." He's like, "Oh yeah, get another gumball."
You
out."
get 2. And then
He's like, "Gotta eat it." And he puts it in his mouth, and he's like, "Oh yeah."
yeah, there's some exceptionally fun stuff through here, and I'm just
Even get to some of his 3D
the
stuff,
Pringles can I thought was fucking great.
too. Yeah.
Like, did you
Yeah.
watch that?
Yeah, that's when you get the dude gets like sucked into like the infinite void of Pringle cans.
It's so bizarre. I love the fact that excuse me, that he's branching out of just getting tired. I'm an old man. It's only 9:30 here. But I love the fact that he's like branching out too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, all these look because also, you know, all this stuff could equally always look the same. You know, like he has a very distinct style, so it can all totally look the same. But then you look at Toy Story, then that like the one with the dude in the toilet, the stink friend. I mean, totally different animation styles. Plus, then you got the 3D stuff that also looks amazing in its own weird animation stuff. And sometimes he combines the 3D with the 2D.
Yeah.
Like with the
Oh
Guy
my
Fieri one. But like 3D and the Guy Fieri is like in 2D. And then he did there's a Winnie the Pooh one. And that one's like the characters are drawn like him, but the backgrounds look straight up out of like any like Winnie the Pooh story.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like the more he branches out of like sort of like 2D animation into this notion of like mixed media, because even just beyond combining like 3D animation with the 2D animation, like he's bringing in like live action shit as well. Like these are becoming full blown. God, I am so old. Full blown
Let's
production.
all go to bed.
Full blown productions. You know what I mean? Like,
That's why he has a whole crew now. I guess
that's why he
people
needs that
making the shit.
$100,000 before people gotta get
There
paid.
you go. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can be there too one of these days.
God, I would.
But yeah, like all right. So since Ben's fallen asleep here, let's start with you, Ben. What's
the
what are your
first time
final?
that we record with Ben sleeping.
I keep waiting for one time when we have to go late, Leo, and it's just gonna be me on the couch with my phone snoring again.
We got a new Futurama coming out, so we're late.
I miss the good old days.
Not that we had a guest.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that is great that there was a guest on that one.
Well, whatever. It was.
At least the guest thought it was hilarious, so you know it all works
I
out
worked
in
a
the end.
14-hour day. Like, leave me alone. I was coming off the set. I had to drive home. I wanted to make sure.
What are your final thoughts on MeatCanyon? What are you giving this show?
No, it's always a success. It will forever be
Success.
It's forever a success, and like that's the thing. In 6 years, the guy hasn't sacrificed his integrity. You know what I mean?
No.
He keeps making fucked up shit. He's pointing the finger at the man on their own platform in a lot of different ways. I saw
Succeeding at it.
and succeeding at it. Over 3 million subs right now?
That's wild.
Absolute sanity.
Yeah.
For something
5.
that's fucked up.
Almost 6 million subs.
Yeah, almost
God
6.
damn.
Wow.
5.58. Rounded up.
That's
Almost 6.
crazy. Like 6 million people are watching your weird, fucked up cartoons. That's incredible.
Yeah.
God.
That's amazing. Like I dream for that kind of success, but at the same time, you know, obviously YouTube's also down his neck. So I mean, I'm sure it's also not great all the time. But hey,
Yeah.
what What a life. But Nicole, what are your final thoughts? What would you give
So
the
I do
show?
give it a success. One that I wanna,
Yes.
one that I want to toss into the mix was the Pinocchio one. That
Yes.
one was entertaining.
Yep, it was
The
good.
3D one. Something.
It's like, oh, you're not what I wanted you to be.
Yeah,
And
that was really
like, where's my son? Where's my son?
That was really well done. Something I will say, a critique, if you will, of MeatCanyon, is I feel like it's very repetitive. Like similar, like creepy vibe in each one. And I don't know. I wonder if there's room for something else, or if that's just like his thing, where he's like, okay, I'll make everything just like fucking scary and weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely his thing, but I do feel the repetitiveness in it, especially watching it this past week. Because normally, I watch every new episode that comes out. So I never would usually watch MeatCanyon binge watch it the way I did this week.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
binge
different.
watching it feels really kind of like repetitive. But then you don't see one for like a couple weeks, and then you see it on your YouTube, and then it doesn't feel as repetitive.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. Like maybe binge watching it, right? Because that's of course what I did, right after last episode. So yeah, but really cool, like independent artist. So rooting for you, MeatCanyon, definitely a success.
Success.
Leo.
My critique
What are you
is
giving it? What do you
just he needed to stop having kids. Sorry. MeatCanyon.
Oh, I was like, who? Oh my god.
No, I don't know. It's not like it used to be the kind of shit that I used to enjoy way more. Like now, not that much, but I still think it's a success. I don't know how much more I would watch this, but I can see this a lot of like the one shot of someone talking really creepy and the camera slowly zooming in. I don't.
Oh, did the Dragon Ball Z
I
one?
need to watch that. I just saved here when you guys are talking. I was going through because I didn't.
There's no animation in it. It's just a 2-shot back and forth
Oh.
of Goku talking to Bulma, but it's like just their creepy face moving and talking. You know that app where you like put your like it like kind of like tracks your face as you talk over a photo. So kind of it's that, but in the MeatCanyon like style, and it's just Goku accusing Bulma of cheating on him with Piccolo. It's amazing.
Okay, so.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's like a success for what he's doing. I want him to continue, but I don't think I will be watch much of it. Like, there's like it kind of sucks because I think at this point is way more inside jokes in Brazil, but there's like one that it's kind of like this YouTube channel in Brazil. That's like a really good animation too, but I don't know how much would translate to something for you guys to watch because there's a lot of Brazilian celebrities that you need to be inside the gossip world there to understand.
I am so down. I will spend
I'm curious.
a week looking up Brazilian.
And there has like a different one too that I think I sent Ben one that was way more graphic too. That it's not about like gossiping but it was a lot of kids getting destroyed.
You did, yes.
That one too. But me, of course, I'm giving this success. Wrong button. There we go. Success. I mean, ever since Reeves showed me this show, I mean, I've been in love with this YouTube channel. I love it, man. I love because I'm a big pop culture person, as you can see from my wall of pop culture shit and all my toys. Like, I love this shit, and also I love making fun of it in the best way possible, because there's like shitty parodies, because most of the time I actually hate parodies, right? Especially in the past like 10 or so years, there's all those like shitty movies, like superhero movie, I don't know, disaster movie, whatever. Those spoofs always usually fucking suck, and it's always made by people who just are poking fun at it because it's popular, but not anyone who's an actual fan who knows how to make fun of it to make it dark and funny. And like MeatCanyon just knows how to hit these beats that are just like the perfect nostalgia bait while also just fucking wrecking it. Like the one with Bugs Bunny and LeBron James, like without that episode though is about like basically his first episode, and the new Space Jam, it was like we're reliving this nostalgia. So now this Wabbit season Bugs Bunny, who was like, wait, now you guys want me
Say
to
the
do
line.
this? Like, you guys, like, you remember this? Say the line, and like, just so good. He's saying so he gets like smart about this shit. That's also so dumb and goofy. He said it reminds you a lot of South Park in that right of like they can be so fucking dumb and just really just gross, but at the same time actually say something that never also doesn't feel like it has a strong agenda to it either. He's just calling shit out that needs to be called out, whoever they are.
It's self-aware enough, but it's not overly preachy. And when he does get like super self-aware, the only reason it means anything is because he knows, even though there's like 6 million subs, he's still obscure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, he still treats it.
Yeah, and like if he had like that video that he probably talked about earlier, we posted about that dude Sneeko and Charlie. He actually posted some sort of like YouTube video after that of like, I guess a lot of people were just yelling at him on the internet because he went after these YouTubers. And those guys have their own feuds. Imagine like two famed YouTube fandoms, like both like coming at you. And he said he was getting stuff of being called too woke or like the opposite of whatever, like too not woke, whatever it is, the other term. I don't know. But he said he was getting called like both things. Yeah, whatever. He was like, I did not. But he was like, it didn't really make sense to me because I'm not any of those things or trying to do anything. Like, I'm just calling it as I see it. And I'm just also trying to be funny
just
about
a
it.
MeatCanyon.
So, yeah. He's just Papa Meat. So yeah, I said I haven't really checked out his Papa Meat YouTube channel really much at all, but listening to the interviews that I do see him do, or like his own little interview videos, he definitely is funny and he has his own personality. There's a man behind the meat.
A man behind the meat.
Yeah, he's interesting. I agree. Papa Meat is interesting.
That's a porno. That's like the making of a porno. The man behind the meat. Like that's a BTS title.
That's why we don't get to pay for
now we
sponsorship.
Yeah. Sorry.
So what's next week, James?
So next week, we're going back. Well, now we're going to the max. Taking it to the max. There's a new animated show that I've been watching, but I didn't watch the last episode. So now I get to watch that last episode with a little bit of a purpose. But I want to watch the show Fired on Mars on Max.
With the Luke Wilson?
It's a brand new show. Yeah, Luke Wilson. Honestly, watching it, and even when I first saw it, like trailers for it and stuff, it didn't look very good. I don't know, it looked like a Judd Apatow comedy that wasn't a Judd Apatow comedy. But it actually, there's some twists in it. And I said, I got one more episode left. And like, you get like, it goes down a rabbit hole that like, I'm telling you, don't expect it to go down. Like, it starts off a little like straight, like kind of goofy. So like, feels like a Judd Apatow kind of thing at first. But then it goes down a weird rabbit hole.
Okay, cool. I'm excited to watch it. I like rabbit holes.
I like weird.
Yeah, so Fired on
I like Mars.
There you go. Fired on Mars.
There we go. Big show for all of us.
Ancient aliens, Leo, all day long.
Yeah.
Well, that's next week. Fired on Mars. Thank you for everyone who's commenting in the chat tonight. It was fucking great. I love people coming and hang out and talk about MeatCanyon. If MeatCanyon, you're out there, come say hi to us. If you're
God bless. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, MeatCanyon.
Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna roll the fuck out here. Let's go.
You guys, this is all Kyle's mom's fault. Shut up, Cartman. Kyle's mom is the one that started that damn club, and all because she's a big, fat, stupid bitch. Don't say it, Cartman. Well, don't do it, Cartman. Well, I'm warning you. Okay.
Hello, peasants. Want to kill all human?
Work there, dude.
We'd like some money.
Yeah, money.
Money is cool.